Hello everybody, this is Ryan over at High Carb Regenerator. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm in my kitchen. Somebody asked me to do a video on what my favorite kind of carbs are. So I'm going to give you 5. There are way more than 5. I just don't really pay attention to the other 8 billion or whatever they are. I'm going to go over variations. She messaged me. She's like, I'm going to beat you up if you don't make this video. And I said, well, sounds good to me. And she's like, just make the video. And so here we are. We are making the video. I've got 5. Number 1. Or should I go in reverse order? All right, I'm going to go in reverse order. The reverse order is number 5. Number 5 to me is bread. This is actually frozen pita. I don't have a toaster oven currently. What I like to do with these is I'll cut them in 4, split them in half, and I will make basically pita bread or pita chips out of it in the toaster oven. I might actually try to do it in the air fryer and see how that comes out. If I do that, I will take a video of it. You really got to pay attention to the label and what's in the bread, because a lot of times oil is just kind of snuck in there and you really don't realize it. And that can add up, especially if you got like a huge loaf, slice it obviously, and you eat a lot of it. It can really add up over the day. You know, like I used to bring bread out with me on some of my adventures, like bike rides and different things. And then I really started adding up how many grams of fat really were in how much I ate. And it really can add up quickly. So that's one thing that you really want to pay attention to when you are doing bread. Sometimes, you know, like if you have the ability, I would make my own. I haven't made my own in a while because I don't actually eat that much bread. And I don't have the mixer that used to be back there anymore. So because I don't have the mixer and there's really not too many areas in this kitchen to actually need dough, I haven't really made too much bread lately. But you know, if you have the ability to make bread, then I would 100% say that that is the way to go. Keep in mind when you make it yourself, because you're not putting preservatives in it, it's not going to last that long. You got like probably 3 or 4 days or something like that. So you really got to make sure that you're going to use it. So don't make a ton of it. Unless you're going to freeze some, you can freeze it. But don't make a ton of it at one time. Otherwise, it's going to get moldy quick. So, because there's no preservatives in it. Speaking of video, the other day I grilled some corn, so I'm going to put that video in here. And we're back. So number four is going to be pasta. Now, I only get pasta that is made in Italy. It seems to be the best wheat that you can possibly eat, in my mind. I don't notice any of the inflammation or the issues digesting it that you do from American-style wheat. I don't know. I know there's GMO. I don't know what the difference is, but I know there's a huge difference. And anybody that says that they have issues with pasta, I always tell them to try to find pasta that was made in Italy. And that's really it. I mean, there's variations of it. I'll show you another variation. I actually really don't have too much of this left, but there's the Asian, obviously, noodles. And nobody really ever seems to have issue with the wheat that they use. So maybe that's another option for you. Either the Italian or the Asian noodles. Try one of those two, see if it gives you any issues. You know, there's so many different variations of pasta, sizes, shapes, whatever it is. So find the one that you like. Find the one that you find fun. I mean, this time of year, sometimes you can find ones that are shaped like pumpkins, you know, just different things. So have fun with it, but try to find the Italian you're not going to find any of the fun shapes in the Asian one, but try to find one of those two and see how it works out for you. Number 3 is going to be potatoes. It's a tie between 3 and 2, but number 2 I think is a little bit easier to digest. Potatoes are one of my favorite foods. I am Irish, so they kind of, you know, come in handy. Or it kind of goes hand in hand, basically, that you like potatoes if you're Irish. What can I do? That's a really good brand. You just saw the video. Actually, I'll show the video here of me finding these things and the price. And we're back. So there's so many variations of potato. There's the white. There's so many versions of just the white potato alone. It's crazy. Most of the variations that we eat are actually white potatoes. Even if it's, you know, got purple skin or red skin or whatever, or even the yellow one, are still considered within the white potato family. Which is a nightshade. And some people do have issues with nightshade, but some people also have issue with the solanine, which is actually underneath the skin or can be in the skin. So if you have digestive issues when you're eating potatoes, try taking the skin off first to make sure that it's not the solanine. If you still have issues with potatoes, chances are you have a nightshade issue. You probably have it with tomatoes, eggplant, peppers, any nightshade. So it's not just going to be the potatoes. It's going to be any variation of a nightshade, unfortunately. And then there's number 2. I have a wee bag of this. It's 50 pounds. It's rice. There's obviously so many variations of rice, so you really got to find which ones you like. I don't like brown rice at all. I don't understand why anybody would. To me, brown rice is kind of like the caterpillar. You got to unfold it to have the butterfly come out, and that is the white rice. I don't understand why people like brown rice or claim to like brown rice. To me, it's kind of like people claiming that they like coffee. I don't believe you. So, you know, I just don't believe anybody likes coffee. I don't believe it's possible. But that's what brown rice is to me. If you, for whatever reason, like brown rice, then have it. But most of us are going to like the white rice, whether it's short grain, medium grain, long grain. I like medium or short grain. I don't really like long grain that much. Long grain is like the jasmine. Jasmine is good, though, in Indian stuff. So if you make a lot of Indian cuisine, then use the jasmine or basmati. The rest of us, if you're just going to be eating rice almost plain or just with a little bit of sauce in it, 100% use either the short or the medium grain. It's much better taste-wise. So, you know, play around with it. Have fun with it. Make sure that you like what you're eating. And that's it. So the number one in my book is fruit. Number one fruit to me is the banana. Banana right here. Make sure they're spotted like that before you eat them. Number 2 is dates. You can kind of see them in there. All right, so dates and bananas go really well together. They combine well together. Going at, you know, it's just such a good combination. The third fruit that I like a lot, but I had a lot of issues with this year, is watermelon, and we're really coming out of watermelon season, so you're probably not going to find them if you're in the northern hemisphere anymore this year. You might find a few stragglers, like if you got a local farmer's market. Some of the farms still might have some of the watermelon coming in, but with all the cold that we've been having, they might not taste that great. So maybe they're good, maybe they're not. I wouldn't try them out. And that's it. That is my top 5. All right, and then here's the bananas that I got at Aldi. As you can see, I don't know how many pounds it was total, but it was 267. So 3. So it's like close to 15 pounds? No, actually over 15 pounds. So it's a little over 15 pounds of bananas for 267. And then here's these potatoes. So I got both of them for $5. I really like this farm. It's actually a local Ohio farm, Michael Farms. So if you see potatoes from this farm, they're actually really good. So I would get them. Play around with especially what fruit you like. Bananas and dates tend to be the cheapest for anybody, no matter what continent you're on or what country that you happen to be in. So those are the two that I suggest the most. But it really is up to you. Some people don't like bananas at all. Some people eat bananas and start gagging. Obviously, that's not what you want to do. But, you know, just play around with it. See which ones you like. And play around with what starches you like. Now, as far as the potatoes, which was my number 3, there's also sweet potatoes. I don't like them at all. I don't like them at all. They're kind of like the brown rice of the potato world for me. If you do like them, then you can actually add those in too as far as number 3. Play around with it. Some people like the Japanese, the purple skinned ones. I think that seems to be the most common that people like. The orange ones, it doesn't seem like anybody really thinks that that's the best. But I do see people posting them on Instagram and everything like that. So play around with it. Have fun with it. And I think that's about it. You know, I went hiking. You saw some of that video. I've done some other things. Just, you know, keep active. Enjoy the carbs that you're eating. But that is definitely my top 5. Anyway, if this video did you some good, share it, like it, comment, questions down below. Subscribe, and I'll talk to you in the next video.